Hello everyone. As you know, we are doing the P block elements, chapter 12, class 12, chapter 7th. So we are doing the 15 group elements. In 15 group elements, in the previous lecture, lecture 1, we have discussed about the group elements and the oxidation states we were doing. So we have done the negative oxidation state. Negative oxidation state means -3 oxidation state, which is shown by the nitrogen only, and the other members will show the instability of the -3 oxidation state because of decrease in electronegativity from nitrogen to bismuth. Now today we will do the positive oxidation state. In positive oxidation state, the two states are possible. The first is +3 and the another is +5 oxidation state. Now, in +3 oxidation state, you know well that the electrons present in the p orbital are taking part in the bond formation, and that will be increases from nitrogen to bismuth. Means the stability of +3 oxidation state will be increases from nitrogen to bismuth, and nitrogen has a less tendency to show the +3 oxidation state because of the same reason, as it is highly electronegative in nature and shows the high ionization energy. Now, as you are looking for the +5 oxidation state, in +5 oxidation state, the compounds are stable from phosphorus, arsenic, and antimony. But the +5 oxidation state is less stable in bismuth because the bismuth, as we have done the screening effect in the 11th standard, that because of the screening poor shielding effect caused by the bismuth, in which D and F orbital are completely filled, and the bismuth +5 will be converted into bismuth +3, and it will shows the inert pair effect. So because of the inert pair effect that you have done in the 11th standard, the +3 oxidation state will be stable in bismuth, and the nitrogen does not shows the +5 oxidation state or the compounds of the nitrogen in which the nitrogen has +5 oxidation state is not possible because the nitrogen does not contain vacant d orbital. Vacant d orbital is absent. So here we have discussed about the negative and the positive oxidation state shown by the various members of the 15 group element. Now you will see what type of the questions will be asked based on this oxidation state. So why nitrogen does not form pentahalide means NCl3 is possible, which is trihalide, but NCl5 is not possible because of which reason? Because of the absence of vacant d orbital. So these are kind of assertion and reasoning type questions can be asked in this session. So absence of vacant d orbital, d orbital absent hai, so nitrogen cannot extend its covalency beyond 4. So we will see what is the meaning of covalency, and because of the absence of vacant d orbital, why the nitrogen will not shows the covalency beyond 4. Nitrogen can form only the trihalide but not pentahalide. Same reason, absence of vacant d orbital in case of nitrogen. The phosphorus can be extended its coordination number. You know well ki coordination number from the first chapter is the bonds or the atoms surrounds the central atom. Like if you are having PCl5, what is the coordination number? The coordination number is 5, but the PCl5 can also be exist in the form of PCl4 positive and PCl6 negative. It's a very important question. Among the halides of the members of the nitrogen family, which can be exist in this form. So that will be the PCl5. Because of that reason, it is solid in nature, and also it has a very high melting point because it will be exist as a cation and anion and having the strong electrostatic force of attraction among them. Now you can see here the coordination number is 4 and here the coordination number is 6. So the coordination number can be extended from 4 to 6 in case of the other members of the nitrogen family. But nitrogen cannot extend its coordination number beyond 4 because of the same reason, as it does not contain vacant d orbital. Now you will see the example of N2O5. If you will see the oxide of this nitrogen. So what is the coordination number here? So covalency here. So covalency, you can see, you can draw the structure of this N2O5, and you will see the covalency of the nitrogen is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the covalency of the nitrogen is 4 here. Yeah, it's a very important question regarding the examination point of view also. So now, if we will looking forward, for the bismuth, now we will concentrate on the bismuth. Bismuth is unstable in the +5 oxidation state. So many questions can be formed from this topic. That is, the bismuth 5 is a strong oxidizing agent because bismuth 5 will be converted into bismuth 3. This is unstable due to inert pair effect, and this is stable due to inert pair effect. Same reason. And only the one compound is possible, that is Bi5, which is possible because of the high electronegative behavior of fluorine. So it can be formed the Bi5. Now, here we have completed the oxidation states, that is +3, +5 and -3 oxidation states and related questions also. Now, next you can consider the disproportionation reaction, which is a very short topic. In disproportionation reactions, you have done in the 11th standard redox reaction chapter. So I am just giving you a review regarding this disproportionation reaction. The reaction in which a single element undergoes in oxidation as well as reduction and shows at least 3 oxidation states. So first of all, we will take a very simple example of the hydrogen peroxide. As you know, hydrogen peroxide is highly light sensitive and it will be decomposes to give water and release the oxygen. And because of that reason, it is a strong oxidizing agent. Now, if you will calculate the oxidation state of H2O2 here, it comes out to be -1. Here the oxygen is in -2 oxidation state. Here in the elemental state, it has the 0 oxidation state. So the oxygen will has the oxidation state -1, -2 and 0. So you can easily see that if the oxidation state will vary from -1 to -2, that is a reduction. Oxygen is going to be reduced. And here the oxygen is going to be oxidized. So when the single element undergoes in oxidation as well as reduction, we are saying it is a disproportionation reaction. Now you can concentrate on these two examples from the P block element. That is the H3PO3 and H3PO4 and PH3. If you will find out the oxidation state of the phosphorus, here it is +3, here it is +5, and here it is -3. So this equation can be given you and they will ask the oxidation state of the phosphorus. So oxidation states are very simple to calculate and you have done in the 11th standard redox reaction chapter. 3HNO2 in HNO3, H2O and NO2. You can calculate the oxidation state of the nitrogen. Here it comes out to be +3, +5 and +2 oxidation state. So you can easily see that nitrogen is undergoes in the oxidation as well as in the reduction. Therefore, we can say it is a kind of disproportionation reaction. Now, before this, we have done the covalency. Now, here you can see the covalency of the nitrogen. The maximum covalency of the nitrogen is 4 due to the absence of vacant d orbital, and the other members can be extend their coordination number, as we have seen the example of PCl6. It can form this compound also. Now we will turn to the another topic, that is the anomalous behavior of nitrogen. As you already know, what is the meaning of anomalous behavior, anomalous properties? It is the when the nitrogen is the first member actually, and it will shows the different properties than the other group elements. This is nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. These members are there. Nitrogen will shows the some properties which are not in the general trend of these elements. This is meaning of anomalous properties of the nitrogen, and this generally they will show the first member of the group. And it is because of the small size of the nitrogen, high electronegativity, high ionization energy. These are very small things you have done. High polarizing power and absence of vacant d orbital. This point is also clear to all of you. Now see what is the polarizing power. Actually polarizing power is given by the आपका एक रूल था इसमें, that will be the कि जिसने high polarizing power के बारे में बताया था कि smaller the size of the cation, smaller the size of cation leads to covalent character, and this rule is actually the Fezan's rule, in which it shows the smaller the size of the cation leads to covalent character. तो जैसे अगर आप लेते हैं smaller the size, अगर आपने लिया लिथियम, आपने लिया सोडियम, ये cations हैं, and the salts of the lithium or most of the compounds of lithium are covalent in nature. That you have done in the 11th standard also. But in case of sodium, the compounds are ionic in nature. ऐसा क्यों होता है? क्योंकि smaller size of the lithium. So lithium का smaller size है. And suppose the X negative ion means an ion is present here. So it will polarize this negative charge. ये negative charge को polarize कर देगा. And polarization का क्या मतलब हुआ? कि पोलराइजेशन का मतलब है कि डिस्पर्स हो गया नेगेटिव चार्ज, एंड डिस्पर्जन का मतलब ही होता है कोवलेंट नेचर, और सेपरेशन का मतलब होता है आयनिक नेचर. तो स्मॉलर द साइज ऑफ द कैटायन, और यू कैन से द लार्जर द साइज ऑफ द एनायन, लार्जर द साइज ऑफ द एनायन, इट विल लीड्स टू द कोवलेंट कैरेक्टर. कैटायन है तो ये देख लेंगे और एनायन है तो हम ये देख लेंगे. एंड तो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस रीजन द नाइट्रोजन विल शोज द एनोमलस बिहेवियर. नाइट्रोजन का हमें क्या मिल जाता है? एनोमलस बिहेवियर. नाउ व्हाट आर द एनोमलस प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ द नाइट्रोजन जो अदर मेंबर शो नहीं करते? नाउ द फर्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी इज द it forms the p pi multiple bond. As you know well, nitrogen has the small size and high electronegative in nature. And because of these two reasons, small size and high electronegative behavior, the nitrogen has a tendency to form multiple bond. As you know well, in nitrogen, only the p orbital is present, d orbital is absent. So what is that? You know well, this is a sigma bond and the 2 pi bonds are there. So we can say this is a formation of p pi multiple bond. That the p orbital of one nitrogen and the p orbital of another nitrogen forms the pi bonding, because multiple bond shows the formation of pi bond. And because of that reason, small size and highly electronegative behavior, it will shows the p pi multiple bond formation. You can easily see nitrogen has a tendency to form the multiple bond with oxygen. The nature of the bond is p pi multiple bond. Nitrogen के अंदर you can see the nitrogen has a tendency to forms the multiple bond with the carbon. Again, it is a p pi multiple bond, because carbon also don't have the vacant d orbital. Now, if we will compare this multiple bond with the phosphorus, phosphorus does not has a tendency to form p pi multiple bond. Phosphorus में p pi multiple bond नहीं बनता. It is an assertion reasoning type questions, कैसे भी लगा लीजिए. तो फिर कौन सा बॉन्ड बनता है? बिकॉज phosphorus also has a tendency to form a double bond O. If you will see the compounds of the phosphorus, like you can see this type of the compound in which the phosphorus has a tendency to form the multiple bond with oxygen. So this is the d pi p pi multiple bond. That is in p double bond O, there is a formation of d pi p pi multiple bond. The d orbital of the phosphorus and the oxygen, p orbital of the oxygen, will forms the multiple bond. So this is the difference between the multiple bond of nitrogen and phosphorus. That is, there is a p pi multiple bond and there is a d pi p pi multiple bond. The question can be asked कि HNO3 में और H3PO2 में which type of the multiple bond is present? So that will be the p pi and d pi multiple bond is present. Now, second, another anomalous behavior you can discuss, that nitrogen will be exist as a diatomic molecule, N2, that is N triple bond N. This kind of the multiple bond will be formed, and it will be exist as a diatomic molecule. Again, it is because of the reason that nitrogen has the high bond dissociation energy. High bond dissociation energy is there, and nitrogen has the linear shape. And because of that reason also, the one property will be comes out, that is it is inert at the room temperature. Okay, so it exists as a diatomic molecule. Why? Because of the multiple bond formation, high bond dissociation energy, and it is inert or unreactive at the room temperature. So this is variety of the questions can be asked from the one topic. And if you will see how does the phosphorus will be exist in the nature, means what is the elemental state? N2 is the elemental state of the nitrogen. So phosphorus की elemental state क्या होगी? That is P4. And you know well, it can be known as tetraatomic molecule. And it will be exist. The structure of this phosphorus P4 will be like this. And normally again, this is called tetrahedron. Tetrahedron. And this is tetrahedron hai. It is highly unstable है, and this is also known as the white phosphorus. इसको white phosphorus भी बोलते हैं. तो एलोट्रॉपी में ये टॉपिक आपका we can cover in the allotropic form, but allotropic form is not in the CBSE syllabus, so we can leave it. But I will send the lecture, so you may prepare for the examination point of view. So here we have done the anomalous properties of the nitrogen, which is not shown by the other members, or they will show a different property. Nitrogen will show a different property than the other group elements. Now, the one more property we will discuss here, that other than the members, the nitrogen has a less tendency for the catenation. Less catenation property will be there. You know well, catenation property is the self-linkage property. Self-linkage property means you can see the example of the alkane, in which there are lots of carbon atoms will be joined together to form a long chain of carbon atom. And this catenation will be depending upon the bond strength of the bond. The most high bond dissociation energy of the single bond will shows the high catenation property. And the long chain can be formed. जैसे अगर आप कोई कड़ी बनाते हैं, कोई हथकड़ी बनाते हैं, तो उसके अंदर ये बॉन्डिंग स्ट्रांग होनी चाहिए. अगर ये बॉन्डिंग स्ट्रांग होगी तो हथकड़ी जो है या कड़ी जो है वो आपकी मजबूत हो जाएगी, चेन आपकी मजबूत हो जाएगी. सो बट इन केस ऑफ द नाइट्रोजन इट हैज द लेस टेंडेंसी फॉर द कैटिनेशन. जैसे अगर आपको एमसीक्यू में क्वेश्चंस दे दें, नाइट्रोजन, फास्फोरस, आर्सेनिक, antimony, which has a less tendency for the catenation, so the right answer is nitrogen. Now see what will be the reason, because assertion reasoning questions, type questions, case study based type questions are also there. So in case of n bonding, n single bond n, this bond is weak bond. This bond is weak bond. Single bond is weak. Sigma bond is weak here. We are not talking about the multiple bond here. Why it is so? It is because of the reason that nitrogen has a smaller size. And all of you know well, in nitrogen contain the lone pair of electron. So because of the smaller size of the nitrogen, the repulsion will be inter-electronic repulsion. Inter-electronic repulsion will be there. And this repulsion is in between the lone pair and lone pair of the electrons. And because of that reason, what will happen? This bond is weak. It has a low bond dissociation energy. Single bond has the low bond dissociation energy. And because of that reason, this bond can be easily broken down. And there is a very difficult, it is very difficult to form the long chain with which the lots of nitrogen atoms are connected together. So in this lecture 2, we have completed up to the anomalous behavior of the nitrogen. So we will discuss another topic, that is the hydrides, in the next lecture. Till then, complete your work and find your doubts.